Welcome back, 5 aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 aces here. RAGL Season 12 has come to a closure. At least the regular matches are. There are still pending matches in the playoffs, which is something that I'm also going to highlight. But with all the ruckus and all the fuss about Mr. Desper, there is someone whom I inconveniently forgot to highlight, and that's spawning in the bottom right as the Russians, Mr. Gacius, who has made his way. I guess I know him more from the Shadow Paradise community, but he probably has some experience in the regular RA plus TD under the belt as well. I've seen him in TD a couple times if I remember correctly. And he has stood his ground in Masters, definitely managed to get a couple games off of some top tier players. And also 2 matches of myself, but hey, what's new there? Where unfortunately, throughout the regular season, the RAGL season matches were the only matches I ever got to play in OpenRA in 2022. And that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles, but hey. Alright, playing a super safe start, and he's off against Anjew. If you know anything about Anjew really, then there is no reason to worry in the early game, because Anjew is more than likely, more likely than not, gonna rush a War Factory and go up to 6 Harvesters, but hey, if you're not that familiar with his build orders, then that's fine. Then you're probably just gonna open with the dog to be safe. Alright, so as per usual, we are going in blind. We're doing it like Stevie Wonder. So I haven't seen those replays yet. Let's see where this leads us. I can estimate from the length of the replays that they're probably gonna be pretty decent. Sometimes that's the only metric that I'm choosing, and then I end up falling victim to like seeing a rush. Oh, dog is down. Seeing someone pull off a 2-minute rush, and the only thing that really keeps the replay extended to 2 megabytes is the banter afterwards. Oh, Gacius, you did not. You activated Anjew's trap card here. Anjew, this time playing it safe and just building a pillbox. Yeah, even if that weren't the case, Anjew would have been safe. He's got the power plants, the double power plant lined up at a barracks, and he wasn't under no threat of being kicked out of the early game. Thus far, not the craziest of early games yet. Thing is, Gacius is gonna get outscaled really hard in just a second. He's 1k ahead now. This is gonna flip on its head as soon as the production ramps up for Mr. Anjew there. Alright, the map, by the way, let's talk about that. Subjugated, version number 2. Talked about this one before. Corner expansion is very important to claim, because there are some very, very juicy mineral fields. I mean, mines at least. It's not the field itself that's amazing, but the mines are a big deal. So 4 Harvesters, 5th Harvester coming online. Anjew's got 2 options. He can either move out after the 5th Harvester and go for an eco rush, which is what he did against me on this exact map. And I fell into his trap by overcommitting, doing just the same as Gacius did here. I overcommitted into building early infantry, wanted to pressure him early, did not succeed to do so, and outscaled me. And let's see if Gacius is gonna fall victim to the same scheme here. And APC out for Gacius as well, so he's definitely opting to apply some pressure. 5 Harvesters already online. Yeah, production is ramping. 6th Harvester is coming online in a second. The Engineer gets denied. This is looking very good thus far for Anjew. His game plan has basically not been halted, and he's gonna scale like a madman. Gacius is now just building his service depot, whereas Anjew is on his MCV timing already, plus he's got 1 extra Harvester, plus the APC is just blocking some ore. This guy, I've got a dozer blade, I'm helping. I'm also mining some ore, trust me. Trust me. Alright, now let's see how this is gonna reflect itself in the assets. Still even, but Anjew is gonna pull ahead in just a minute if he doesn't lose a lot to this early push. Yeah, not that many rockets yet. It's like 4 rockets maybe. Oh, but the APC took too much of a beating. Ooh. Yikes. Manages to make the APC survive. My goodness, he's playing it close to the chest with this one. This APC is basically just just a bread box at this point. I mean, it looks like one already. So, pretty safe defense from Anjew. He was under no threat whatsoever here. Combat tab also in his favor. And with regards to the economy, he started pulling ahead 4k. That's only gonna get worse from here because of the records is expansion out. Expansion econ. He also managed to sneak away the Derrick off of Gacius. That's nasty. That is really frustrating. So Gacius has repaired his APC, which is good. By the way, there's a little trick. For those of you who don't know, in OpenRA, service depots have now gotten rally points as well. So wherever your War Factory rally point goes, just include your service depot in the same rally point. And any repaired vehicles will automatically be sent back to the front lines. That saves you so much time and so many clicks. Just a little PSA. When I discovered, because that was implemented maybe 2 patches ago. Before that, service depots did not have their rally points, and when that mechanic was added, it was just such a boon. Alright, I think that's a 5 rocket drop from Gacius. Trying to find the soft underbelly of the base. He's established a base for himself as well. He's going the good old gatekeeper build. Abandon the main base and try and make it work. Oh, out comes Pillbox yet again. Plans fooled. So whatever Gacius was trying to do here, Anjew was always a step ahead. Plus he's now got the jump on the expansion lines. That is gonna be a bit nasty. If Gacius doesn't manage to inflict some counter damage, he is gonna be in a world of hurt. If you're asking me, it's not looking too good for Gacius right now in his debut game on my channel there. Harvester taking a bruising, cruising for a bruising, and turns into a wreck, into a husk within a matter of seconds. Tanks are leading the charge. He's using move command very nicely. Alright, no, just gets into the eco lines, that's fine as well. Kill off the refinery. That is an absolute win for him. On the other side, okay, Gacius is also gonna get some counter damage onto the expansion of Anjew. But I know that there's a secondary army around here. He's trying to kill the Conyard. I've been there before. I've been in a situation where I've killed off Anjew's expansion lines, but not his eco. And it has always resulted in a terrible, terrible game for me. So let's see if Gacius is gonna be any wiser. Front lines are crumbling for Anjew. But still standing. Oh, that one medium. Still alive. Still kicking. Gacius has managed to split the army really nicely here. Okay. So Anjew tried going for a pincer maneuver. That did not work out in his favor at all. Anjew actually trading down here. This was not what I expected to happen. The APC still providing value this late in the game. Jeez. What a monster. Dies eventually, but both players' feathers have been considerably ruffled. I'm gonna take a look at the economy. Yeah, both have lost 3 harvesters, so they're on even standings. The assets are in Anjew's favor, but not by that much. It's not insurmountable. Oh, the oil derricks. Both of them have been running in Anjew's favor for quite a while now. There's a 3rd derrick, right? Gacius still hasn't noticed. But the army is is pushing back. Anjew is definitely in a commanding position, and this is a very ambitious Conyard. Gacius felt pressured to kind of take a 3rd expansion early. I don't know if that's a good idea. There's gonna be 4 tanks supporting a massive army, coming down like a sledgehammer onto Gacius's base. Anjew has built a 3rd Conyard. Yeah, he's trying to fortify with flame towers, and for now, it's working. Anjew is not yet committing. Oh, he managed to sneak his way into into the eco lines once more, get another war truck. Pretty good. Defenses are being mounted, but Anjew is just gonna choose a different angle of attack. On the top side, we're seeing another harvester down for Anjew as well. Quite a back and forth here. I wouldn't go as far as to call it dynamic just yet, but it's a tit for tat. It's a trade for trade. So definitely not one-sided. Gacius standing his ground here against Anjew and aggressing onto the base. And this army's still alive. Another harvester is gonna get killed off. That has provided a lot of value for Anjew. But on this side of the map, he is going to lose the engagement. The other side, he managed to hold without losing the Harvester. That's big. That is really big for him. So, where are we standing now? Assets, 43k for both. Both are broke. Gacius is 5 Harvesters, but he's not out of the game just yet. By no means whatsoever. Alright. We've got ourselves a game at our hands, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a game where no one can afford to take. It's a multi-prong game. You have to protect so many angles at once, so artilleries or V2s are not going to be a good call, because they can't be on all flanks at once. As evidenced here, just you move your army out once, your opponent makes a jump on, gets a jump on your base, and you lose a lot of econ. You basically are in emergency mode all the time. You have to rebuild Harvesters as much as possible. Who is trying to commit for the Conyard? And he's gonna get it easily. Okay, engagement still going strong. The front lines are dying, and those tanks are... this column of tanks has kind of gotten the wrong address. Oh my goodness, that's actually such a good trade for Gacius. His armies are trading so much more than they should. Another ore truck down. Anjew basically has no more econ left. With all that out of the way, let's check the econ again. Yeah, Anjew's broken into 3 Harvesters. Gacius has just established a 6th. Despite this oil derrick still providing value. Yeah, he's managed to constrict him to 1.5 bases. And those are mined out. So very good display from Gacius. He can now start moving on to the north, maybe try and claim that for himself. Just strangle Anjew out, starve him out. But he knows that there is still a sizable army. You can still die to an all-in push at this stage of the game, so it's not a set game just yet. Gacius is displaying some real nice game sense here, knowing that there's gonna be a large army still looming, not overcommitting. Not over pushing, not overplaying his hand. Just playing it safe. Yeah, terrible news for Anjew. 4 Harvesters. Oh, there's the radar dome. And it's providing vision over the cliff. So he can basically build 1 V2 and apply so much pressure. Or maybe even a Tesla Quill over the ridges would be insane. Would be so hard to commit into. Yeah, I'm liking this game plan. This is the time to get a radar. Oh, also the Yak is coming online in a couple minutes. 30 seconds to be precise. The Yak on a map like this provides an insane amount of value. You can always scout and screen for flanks. You can always just find the enemy army, tail them. And scouting information is premium in OpenRA. Anyone who has ever played this seriously on a competitive level knows it's so difficult to establish vision because line of sight is just so low. The fog of war is very, very thick in this game. Ooh. Massive chunk of soldiers, unsupported. Gacius is playing it brilliantly. The tank just there to provide vision. He's not committing into anything. He's just pushing him back with the heavy tank. Really like this game plan. Yeah, this feels like a done deal. Anjew is on his last legs here. This expansion is gonna get broken in just a hot minute. Oh, 4 heavies hammering home on your Harvesters. Not a good time. Never a good time. Alright, secondary armies coming online as well. Yaks, V2s, everything and the kitchen sink being thrown at Anjew's base, and the GG is called. Very, very rightfully so. That was well played from Gacius. It was tit for tat, and it initially looked very much like Anjew would take the econ lead, but he managed to hold basically. It was a gambit. He was trying to establish a 3rd base while Anjew was on the back push, and he managed to hold. Had he lost this corner expansion, it would have looked dire for him, but yeah, Anjew just not committing into the base. Could have won the engagement there, but that's information that is only accessible to us as observers. Alright, that's it for game 1. See you in just a second.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
And for game number 2, I had to read up on the name of the map. We're finding ourselves on summer camp. I have not seen this map just yet. Let's disable the shroud, reveal the nice little summer camp. You know, this looks idyllic. This looks really cozy. map design standpoint, I really like the colors. It is using one of those color filters, and it makes it look a bit more like springtime. It's not the original bit darker, I would say, northern taiga vegetation. Looks a bit more springtime, central western European. But that's besides the point. We're gonna take a look at the map design itself. So this map features 2 relatively large ore fields plus a small one. It features double mines on both sides that are contestable. Features 2 derricks in the middle and 2 that are relatively close to your main base. Okay, this looks stock standard and doesn't provide too many angles for flanks, I feel. It's a relatively open map, relatively barren of any special features. But sometimes just having a straightforward map is good. And I think that always plays in Anjew's favor because it just plays the macro style really well. But Gacius has definitely shown that he can compete with that. Alright, some medics being mixed in. This time it's Gacius as France and Anjew as Russia. Okay, role reversal. As per usual, nothing is to be expected in early games. So let's talk a little bit about things that, first off, things that are going to change in the near future. My background is probably going to change because I'm moving on the 21st of July, which is in a couple days from now. But for you guys and girls, it's probably just 1 or 2 days. Let's see, depending on the release schedule. And there's going to be a little bit of change, but nothing too crazy. There's also just a while where I have to supplement my content with something from the backlog because, yeah, moving is going to be an insanely stressful task. People have asked, did you not consider this when planning the move? Yes, I did, but this is still... moving across the country is just a big undertaking. When you've got this much stuff, and we've got a truck rented out, everything, but a truck and 4 workers. But it's still just a lot of stress to basically establish our new life in our new home, right on the shores of Lake Constance. And it's gonna be tough because yeah, I'm a city person first and foremost, but it's just much nicer for the kids there. All right, lots of pressure coming out onto the derrick. Is he gonna sack his medic? No, he's actually trying to hug the derrick. Oh god. Anjew has an APC. The rockets are lagging woefully behind. Yo, this is a double APC. Alright, now we're cooking. Now we are cooking with gasoline. This is a massacre and a half. Alright. Well, thanks for joining my TED talk about moving. This is absolute obliteration. This needs to be reported to Den Haag. This is a straight up war crime. Ooh. Alright. 3,300. Anjew hasn't lost a single combat unit yet. That was just brutal. 3 APCs. I mean, you can fight. You can fight with that. You need such a big body of rockets. Oil derrick is being hosed down. That was unsurprising. Look at how much Gacius has to overcommit into rockets now. This is insane. 4th APC? This is an all-in? This is not the Anjew I know. This is someone smurfing here as Anjew. Oh boy. Anjew reversing, flipping the switch here, reversing the roles and being in the role of the aggressor ahead of 4 minutes in the game. That is very unusual. Ranger just finds a regular base because it wasn't really an all-in. Still has a normal amount of harvesters, normal amount of bases. Oh god, this is unscouted. Oh, if he manages to get the backstab on the refinery of Gacius. Oh boy, it will be in for a wild ride. Gacius managed to snag away the northern oil derrick, surprisingly. Yeah, lots of rockets. Oh boy, in comes the push onto the main base. I think he's got enough to crack this. Doesn't want to commit. No, he's still trying to find an angle. Oh, the rockets are trying to dish out as much damage as possible. Out comes the mobile construction vehicle. He's trying to go for the barracks. That is not a good call. The barracks are expendable. There's already 4 barracks out for Gacius. He managed to just go for a regular meta build. Yeah, that's kind of the swings and misses of OpenRA. So after all that's said and done, I think that has equalized the scorelines. Yep. We're back to being even. And funnily enough, even the MCV timings are relatively similar. So after all that's said and done, even. Completely resetting the square back to... resetting back to square one here. That's cool. Did not expect that. Oh, but Anjew is trying to get one up on Gacius by parking his MCV on the main expansion lines. There is a ranger though. So this is gonna get spotted. There used to be a ranger though. So this is gonna get spotted very easily. Oh, there's no space to deploy here. Bad timing for Gacius. But still manages to establish... Oh, nice. This pillbox is gonna cut the reinforcements in half. And I mean that in a very literal sense. So many mediums. So many mediums. This is difficult. It's difficult for both players, but I feel this is gonna favor Anjew. This is gonna favor Gacius eventually. Because Anjew has his reinforcement lines cut. He's got a massive body of rockets to contest with. Alright, the rockets are somewhat being thinned out. And the defensive lines for Anjew still going strong. Tesla coil now. Okay. I did not see this going Anjew's way, but apparently... Gacius did not manage to break this somehow. This is very surprising to me. I felt like this was Gacius' engagement to take. He doesn't have an expansion... Okay, he has one here. But still, being throttled out of your main expansion is very annoying. He's trying to find an angle. There is just... The heavies are rolling forward. It's only 2 heavies, by the way. Secondary army from Anjew is trying to find a flank instead. The army from Anjew is very low, actually. A meat shield. Okay, he's trying to get an angle onto the base. If he gets the angle... Gacius moving back the MCV. Okay, that's the front line dead. He's trying to go for the main base instead. I'm not sure if that's a good call. He could now roll over this base. Is it all a bait, though? Is it all a bait? This is gonna prompt an attack on the main base for Anjew. 100% certain. Did he not scout that? Oh no. He did not scout that, did he? Nope. He has no idea that this has been claimed, but he sees the ore. No, wait, maybe that's just Spectre bug. Nah, that's Spectre bug. RIP. He's trying to pierce through the heart of the base of Anjew. So Anjew is probably gonna lose his war factory in a couple seconds. And the power as well. Okay, this just got really interesting. I'm not calling anything right now because I have no idea which way this game is gonna go, but losing the main base is quite devastating for Anjew. He's going just for the power, okay, yeah, there we go. Killing the war factory, tech has been reset back to 0. He's back into the Stone Age, needs to pay, what's it in Age of Empires to, like 400 food to get back to Bronze Age. Yeah, plus his supply lines are not looking too hot anymore. So Anjew definitely not prepared for this attack. But there is a sneak attack from Anjew to even things out. Somehow Gacius has got the right read on this. Main base is completely dismantled. There is nothing here. It's so smart from Gacius to just keep his army parked at the main base. He does not need to find anything crazy here. Alright, 1 harvester down. That is sustainable. 1 harvester down is not the worst thing in the world that could have happened. The attack has killed off an ore refinery. Alright. Anjew's main base very, very much in peril. The barracks are gonna die in a second. Yep. I think Gacius still has enough to win this engagement, this infantry engagement. Okay, very nice from Gacius. Cleans up this army. And, The army from Anjew on this side has been significantly thinned out. He's trying to find his way into the econ yet again. Good call. Good call. Anjew's MCV is forced to relocate yet again. He has lost another base. He's basically just got this little pocket left. Floating so hard because he's lacking production facilities. But, let's check the econ. 5 harvesters under 9. That number is about to change as a subject to change. It's a volatile number. Let's put it that way. Yo, just stop. Just stop fire and kill the ore trucks, my friend. Okay. This is yet again looking like it's gonna go Gacius' way. What the actual... What in tarnation? What the actual fuck? I did not see this going Gacius' way yet again. It's nothing if not stubborn. Where's the MCV going? Yeah, your real estate is kind of limited at this point. It's like going to border monopoly and all the good squares have been claimed already. You know, basically just capitalism. Kappa pride. Alright, in comes the flank with light tanks because the tech tree had been reset, at least temporarily. Service depot is now out yet again. Wait a sec. Oh, just tried to park in the flame towers. I thought he had stolen the house, but no. Yet again, the aggressive forward raider dome. Alright, is that a Gacius special now? Is that just something he does? But it's just about the perfect timing. You know your opponent basically has nothing left. Yeah, just choke him out. Whoa! Good hustle from this harvester. Earning his bread. Earning his rations for the week. Ooh, what was that? Killing off the husk as well and just a swift volley. And, yep, good night, sweet prince. That's it for the Conyard as well. The defense is mounted on the main base. The front lines are crumbling. Anjew just doesn't have that much. He only had a couple APCs, and now it's GG time. What a series! 2 times that Anjew was in a commanding position after a crazy early game lead, after over-aggression from Gacius in the early game, and 2 times Gacius has pulled it back very nicely in the mid to late game by just out-positioning Anjew and building a forward raider dome. So if there's any takeaway lesson from this, build a forward raider dome when you're ahead. Yeah. Thanks for watching. A brief outline of what's to come in the next couple of weeks. Why is there no Shadow Paradise yet? Because I still didn't get it to run smoothly. It does run, but as soon as I press the record button, and I use OBS. OBS is using very little in terms of resources. Then the frames drop to 10. So that's basically unwatchable, unfortunately. So I'm still working on a fix. And, however, the regular season of RAGL is now over. Without spoiling too much, Despero has not dropped a single map the entire split. There's gonna be the playoffs now, and those are gonna be played in probably a couple days. I'm going to keep my eyes out for them, and those are gonna be the next replays you're gonna be seeing after this cast. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time in the RAGL playoffs. I'm hyped. Hope you're as well. See you next time. 5 aces out.
Battle control terminated.